Hello and welcome to another episode of A Slice of Health, the Candid Health Chat podcast, where we slice away health truth from health fiction. Join me and my friends as we challenge common health myths via chit chat, powered by several cups of coffee. Don't forget to subscribe and follow us on social media, and do visit us at asliceofhealth.club. Let's get to today's episode. Welcome back to A Slice of Health, where health comes alive, with bite-sized health education to keep you moving and turning you into your own health champion. But before we jump into our topic for today, I want to tell you a story. Lauren has been told to reduce her stress levels. Every time she sees a doctor, speaks to a therapist, or even her friends, they have recommended that she sounds like she's stressed, and stress might be the reason why she feels out of place and disorganized in the world. She has had several appointments with her doctor, who has run several tests and investigations. She even had a scan of her brain and of her tummy, but these revealed no results, and the conclusion from the doctor was a recommendation to reduce her stress. She feels frustrated because stress seems to be something that everybody has to deal with at some point or another, and she feels that every day she deals with stress just like everybody else. She doesn't particularly know what it means to reduce her stress or manage her stress. Someone once told her to go outside and walk on the grass, count the stars at night, or smell the roses. A recommendation was made to her to slow down her life as much as she could, that would be the remedy for her stress. But when she looks at it and assesses her daily life, she's unable to specifically pinpoint what a stressful trigger is. But on reflection, she does know that she feels stressed. She does know that there might be a way that her body could be, that her day could be, that her life could be, that doesn't feel on edge all the time, that doesn't feel intense all the time. She wants to know what to do. So, what exactly is stress? Stress is our body's way of telling us that something is wrong. Remember, I always say that pain is a way our body tells us something is amiss and we must pay attention. It's the exact same thing with stress. It's our body's natural response to a challenge or a threat or a change in our environment. Stress can motivate us actually to do better, to make a quick change, to do something that is more helpful for us. However, once stress becomes chronic and a pattern of life, then it can cause significant problems and start causing physical symptoms. Some of these physical symptoms can be headaches, tension, fatigue, a change in appetite, chest pain, a rapid heartbeat, a sensation of dizziness. Emotionally, we can become quite irritable. It can affect us by causing anxiety or changes in our mood or a sensation of restlessness. Stress can also cause a change in our behavior, causing us to eat more, drink more, or even eat less or drink less. It can cause nervous habits like twitching, biting our nails, pacing, tapping our foot, scratching, isolation, and sometimes stress can cause us to procrastinate because we feel so overwhelmed by the things around us and the requirements of our time. One of the most important things about stress is identifying what is causing us to be stressed, what pressures are around us, deadlines, changes in financial situation, or even life circumstances like an end of a relationship, sickness, family problems, or just the list and the never ending list of things that sometimes we have to do. So, what exactly do they mean when they tell her to reduce her stress? to manage her stress levels. For some people, even just that idea of someone saying to them, I think you should manage your stress better, can be quite a stressful thing to say. I feel sometimes it's better to give a clear, practical advice, clear, practical information that someone can think about and utilize in reducing stress. So, what are the things that we can do long term? First is to identify triggers, and that normally starts by keeping a record, a diary that we keep, writing down what's happened, how we felt, what triggered us, what caused us to react in a certain way, and potentially thinking about what we could have done better. But also, by identifying what the triggers are, we're then able to manage it, avoid it, or mitigate when they do come on. Things that we can do immediately when we feel stressed in a moment are things like deep breathing exercises, relaxing muscle groups, unclenching our jaw, using the 5-4-3-2-1 technique, which is mentioning 5 things you can see, mentioning 4 things you can touch, mentioning 3 things you can hear, mentioning 2 things you can smell, and finally, 1 thing you can taste. This grounding technique helps bring us back into the present, especially when emotions are high and stress has been immediately exacerbated. Other things that we can do on a daily basis that can impact our stress management in the long term include getting regular exercise, getting regular sleep, and making sure that we have a good routine and schedule just before bedtime, avoiding screens and social media, laptops, and computers before bed, and practicing mindfulness every day. Mindfulness, meditation, sitting down, standing, resting, and bringing ourselves to the present moment helps in managing stress. Other things for lifestyle management that can help us with our stress include time management, making sure that we have a good schedule that gives us buffer time and space to address the things that we need to. Reducing the amount of processed sugar that we eat plays a significant role in managing stress and cortisol levels. One of the most important things that we find in stress management in most countries and in most societies around the world is that people who have good social connections find that they're better able to manage stress because they have a mutual ability to offload and share their concerns with trusted people who have an interest in their own well being as well. So, making sure that they keep those connections alive and active helps them when stressful situations occur or when stress levels seem to be high. One of my favorite things for managing stress long term is picking up a hobby. Now, we've talked about immediate stress relief, we've talked about long term management of stress, but really important is to speak to a clinician or a doctor in situations where we feel overwhelmed and burdened by the encounters that we're having with stress. What works for one person might not work for another. This list of personal stress management might not be effective for you. By speaking to a clinician, you would be able to identify your main triggers for stress, and then you can agree on a technique that works best for you. The most important thing with managing stress in the long run is being consistent, sticking with the program, and finding how it is then making an impact on your stress level. One of the most important things when thinking about stress management is to avoid comparing oneself to others. Remember, the best way to eat an elephant is to do it one bite at a time. not all at once, with stories that heal and knowledge that empowers. Bye for now. Thank you for joining us on today's episode. Remember that this podcast in no way replaces the advice you receive from your own doctor or physician. Don't forget to subscribe and follow us on social media. Leave us a review on iTunes so that others can access the amazing content. And don't forget to be a health champion wherever you are by separating health fact from health fiction.